Morning, family. Hope everyone is well. Just 1 second from my side, and we are going to start shortly. All right, good morning, family. Hope everyone can hear me once again. Welcome to our live stream from your president. You know how we do it: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. As I have promised you, I never lie to you guys, right? That's how much you mean a lot to me. I promise you that I'm going to be bringing the legendary herself. Some of you have been taking good guesses. And I think one person got it right. Neptune, well done. I think we owe you a gift. Tell you what, Mushima, there was one person who actually got it right here. She was like, look, the only person who matched this description has to be Miss Gama. And she got it right. Right. Yeah, so as you know, I'm not alone. I'm with the legend herself. Some of you've seen her on TV before. Some of you have seen her on a lot of platforms, Hustler's Corner, with Simon Brown as well. You've seen her, she's been everywhere. I mean, she's like, we are mentored by the same person. And yeah, man, I'm very honored, happy, excited, and I feel blessed that she's now part of the family. I reached out to her and she was like, what's stopping this movement, man? Let's do it, Miss Gama. Welcome.
Thank you, MJ. I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
First time actually streaming, so this will be, I'm feeling excited about it. Let's see what we can do.
All right, the comment section is already buzzing. What do you think? We actually had a stream here, Mush, on Friday. I had my two friends on the stream, and I'm sure you've seen it.
I saw it. It was with that non-farm payroll.
Yeah, on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I had Jabu Souls and the famous Nobile Tembani, a good crazy friend of mine. He's here, by the way, and we had a call yesterday. We spoke for like an hour, right? So, and he was just telling me, man, like the things we are trying to do for the industry. This industry is going to turn out well in the future, and having people the likes of you, I think it's only a matter of time that the CFD world is taken serious. Because you are coming from an institutional background. Right?
Yeah.
And I know you guys, how you look at us, or how they look at us. Let me not include you because you're part of us now. Yeah. Right. And I think the reason why the guys from institutions look at us the way they do, I think they ultimately have a right to do so, or they have a reason rather to do so, because of how we conduct ourselves within the CFD space, right? And having someone like you, I think the narrative is surely going to change. It will not change now, but it will take time. But let's give it time. It's definitely going to give us something. What do you think?
Look, you're right about how I suppose the institutional industry will see a lot of the brokers, and maybe because there are no particular formalities that we as analysts have to go through, and then you see others just doing it the way like willy-nilly. So I think it is something that needs to change in a sense that you're dealing with people's money, which comes with a lot of seriousness. In terms of, that's why we deal with institutions, because they're dealing with asset like pension funders' money.
Yeah.
So if you put that level of seriousness into the business, then a lot of people start learning impactfully. If there isn't that, then there's a lot of strategies or scenarios that really don't make sense to a person who you want the information to be left in the head. Like this type of information that we're giving you is information that we feel, in the way we analyze, is something that you should be able to do at some point in time on your own.
Yeah.
And if at all it's done just haphazardly, then you're not really imparting that valuable information to people. And that's the sense that people are just getting, signals or whatever, analysis from anyone, and there are rules and formalities to such analysis.
Yeah.
And I'm part of this movement. I'm loving this movement of getting people to understand how to trade the market efficiently and not in a fly-by-night way.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I know that you made a killer of a prediction on gold. When you hear someone like Simon Brown come on a platform and say that's Mushima for you, she gets it right all the time. I need that skill. Someone is actually, I could see and it was Simon and Jimmy, right? Two giants in the industry that we have so much respect for. I'm going to give you obviously your time here to look at the charts, but before I do so, Mush, let's have a look at the comments section. By the way, guys, if you just joined us, please like the stream. We've got 46 people already watching, 8 minutes in the stream.
Yay.
And 27 is only liked. Mush, maybe you should tell them to like, because I say it all the time. It seems like
I like Pela guys. How
I say it all the time, and maybe if you say it, let's see. Maybe if you say it,
guys. What voice should I use?
I don't know. I've used all voices. Believe you me, I've used the disciplined voice. I've used a calm voice. Yeah.
Maybe the information would be so impactful that they won't help but just to like.
Okay. I agree with you. So let's mark the register. We've got Rick in the house to say morning, Mr. President. We also have Theo who's saying good morning, everybody. Samuel is also in the house. First man, by the way, let me introduce you to first man there, Mush. This is a man who appears before the stream could even set up. So he's always on time, right? Him and his wife are part of our family. And they're always on time. His name is Tobile Monke. It's him and his wife. So we call him first man on the ball. We've got the famous Nobile Tembani saying, Mr. My President and Miss Gama, next level. This is exactly what the industry needs. Yeah, and by the way, guys, we're going to have Miss Gama on TTSA. I can't wait to watch that episode. Sadly, that it's not gonna end like tomorrow. I wish it was tomorrow, but I'm gonna wait for it. My good friend is gonna have an interview with Miss Gama there. I can't wait to watch and just to hear more about your story. Neptune is in the house. Look at what Neptune is saying. My guess prediction was right. I was right on the money. Being Mushima, I could tell by Mr. President's smile that it was her.
How, Mr. President, just my leisure.
No, the thing is, Neptune was giving me like different names, and when I heard your name, then maybe I smiled, and that's when now got a clue that hey, that's the one.
You gave it away. Hey,
I gave it away. I'm sorry. I can't pretend. It's a good thing. That means it's if you are not a thief, but it's fine. Another topic for another day. Hosea is also in the house. We've got Sis Nontlantla also in the house. Real Nadolo, good to see you, my friend. Real Nadolo is saying, Neptune, you killed the prediction. Yeah, I think I owe Neptune something.
Yeah, man, Neptune, yes, she was.
Yeah. Emmanuel is saying good morning, Chad, press choppers and Mushima, wishing all a discipline, consistency, blues for the week. Indeed, my friend. Mukela is also in the house. Say good morning, choppers and Mr. President himself. Not forgetting our lovely, beautiful guest. That's Mukela there. We also. There's Neptune again. He said our president gave it away easily. He has a bad poker face. Wow.
President.
Wow.
Don't be like the real president.
Wow. I must not be like the real president.
Yeah,
no, not the real president. Mush, come on. Not the real. You can't say not the real president. Say the other president.
Look, opinions. You know, we're just looking at how the economy is going, and we're just not being. What's the thing? We don't judge. We listen. We don't judge.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. Kolaga is saying thank you, President. Tibbs is also saying, yeah.
Where are you seeing these?
I'm seeing them on the comment section. Open your comment section there on your phone.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Hey, Robza, we are not. Robza's comment. I'm not gonna read it.
Hey, Robs, Alwen.
I'm not gonna read. Yeah.
Robs is free to express how he feels, guys. We're in the free
Yeah,
world.
no, it's fine. It's fine. I believe that we have started, and I believe all this will go well. I want to also give a special shout out to my wife, man, for praying for us just before the stream.
Yes.
That everything goes well. Mush calls her bestie. I'm jealous because we are now sharing a friend.
Yes.
But it's fine.
And that's perfect. That's perfect. That's how we like it.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, let's get to the charts now. What is it that you're looking at, Miss Gamma there? Can
you know what?
Share your chart. I don't see.
Are you seeing my chart? No, you're not seeing it, no?
I'm seeing your screensaver. I want to see your chart.
Oh, wow. Is it? No. Okay. How did that happen? Okay. Let me get this thing going. What am I doing now? Oh, entire. Can you see now?
Not yet. Yes, you can see your
screen. All right.
Now. What do you have?
So this is basically me on a Monday morning trying to figure out things. The first thing you have to look at is the common denominator of everything that is correlated to it, right? Which is the dollar index.
Sure.
Okay. So that's my first. Let me just zoom you into my life of technical analysis on a daily basis, right? First thing I look at is the monthly.
Sure.
Always. Then I move on because you need to understand, and this is something that I would love people to probably be able to do at some point, is every chart tells a story.
Yeah.
And once you've got that story going on, then you're able to translate what's going to happen on your you get an idea what's going to happen on your other, like from hourly to 15 minutes, 10, 5, right?
Sure.
From the story that's been told, particularly from the weekly and the daily. I would say from the weekly mostly. So as you can see here, I've got the daily chart though, and this is the common denominator. Let me just move on to let's just see what the weekly is saying. And to me, I don't know, do our viewers use a lot of RSI?
Look, to be honest with you, we've got a lot of people that are trading different strategies here, and I think that's the beauty of the stream. Nobody has to trade the way we trade. You trade your own way, I trade my own way, they trade their own way. You know, we are hanging up. I mean, this is a coffee shop for us. This is an internet cafe online. Everyone is doing their homework. Everyone is doing their assignment. So, yeah, some of them, I believe they are. I usually, by the way, look at RSI if I have an oversold market. I feel like it's extremely oversold and I'm looking for diversions. That's when I normally apply the relative strength index. But yeah, I believe some of them do.
Okay. Personally, out of my 15 years of trading, of an analysis with a bit of trading in between them, RSI to me is probably the most reliable indicator. And I know this because I've sat in the dealing desk.
Yeah.
And I know how traders think. So I've been fortunate enough in my career that I've been both on the buy side and the sell side in institutions. So buy side would be sitting with the dealers in the dealing desk and feeling their emotions. And then also on the sell side, knowing exactly how asset managers think.
Okay.
Because they're the ones who are moving the market. Because they're dealing with billions on a daily basis, not necessarily moving it they're not moving the market on a daily basis because they can't, but they are the ones that interpret what the weekly or the monthly chart is going to be telling you, right?
Okay.
So I find the RSI being a leading indicator because I draw a lot of trend lines on the RSI. So I feel it, and you understand what I mean when I say it's a leading indicator.
Sure.
So I get to know a few things better with the RSI, particularly when I'm drawing, when I see trend lines being drawn, I get to know things better with the RSI because then it translates what the price chart is going to do. So I've got the weekly here, and it becomes, look at this, you see this itself is a positive divergence, right?
Okay.
So even though it's formed that lower low, the RSIs have been forming those higher highs.
Yeah.
So to me, that's already saying, okay, in this case, the buyers coming in for the dollar, but it's very much in a triangle. So this is how I'm interpreting the story. I'm gonna say it as I say it to myself in the morning. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm like, okay, fine. So this is in a triangle. That means on the weekly, the trading range for the dollar is going to get tighter.
Okay.
With a particular breakout, either upwards or downwards. And the breakout on the weekly chart is one that we should anticipate weeks of that type of momentum, whether it's downside or upside, right?
Sure.
So that's my story for that one. On the daily, obviously these trend lines are not going to look the same. They're going to look a bit squishy, but if we do this, okay,
so since you are having a triangle there, your anticipation is a break above or below.
we don't know yet.
Okay.
So, but what the daily is interpreting is a potential upward break. Okay, it's come off a lot of, this was very extremely oversold. This is the reason why we saw the rand strengthen as much as it did. So I particularly think the rand movement is very much based on, of course, at this point, it's based on what the dollar is doing. But I think, because our rates, our deadline is coming for the tariffs, right?
Yeah. The 9th, is it the 9th? 9th
Yeah.
of July. 9th of July.
So, Mr. President, not you, has been trying to negotiate. Because it's 31%. And remember, 31% is a lot.
Yeah.
And we export, I think we export roughly 8% of our, with a lot being from agriculture. And that's around, I think let me just see. I think it's about how much that gets on a yearly basis, right?
Yeah.
Yearly basis. 15 billion USD in 2024 get exported to the US. That's a lot of money coming in for us. So obviously, if tariffs are being imposed, the rand's going to be affected in some way.
Yeah.
And that's where I see the decoupling happening within this week. So although we're seeing a bit of dollar strength coming in, which means the rand may weaken, it kind of goes in line, because if these tariffs are coming into place, then we're probably going to see a bit of rand weakness. I think that's what's going to play. That's probably the better trade for this week, considering this tariff imputation. I don't know what you feel, MJ.
Yeah. Look. I'm gonna have my chart on there, but I don't want to disturb your process now. But I fairly feel the same. I see the same sentiment that you're talking about. 17 rand 50 or so for me. Technically, so it was a psychological level where we can potentially see a reversal back to the upside, potentially around 18 rand or so. That's what I was looking at. Yeah.
I see someone saying it was extended.
Okay. Extended to when?
the
The
1st
first?
of August. I haven't read that yet. I'm still, I see it still. Nonetheless, just know that that's going to be a big play in the market, considering that our deadline is coming soon.
Sure.
So that's probably a currency we should keep an eye on.
Yeah.
But in fact, with all the other currencies, the dollar strength is coming through, which then means that we should be looking for more shorts with the currencies, right? If this dollar strength pulls through, particularly, I just want to trace this out, because if you look at this trend line, I don't know if you can see it very clearly on your side.
No, I can.
Okay. So this is dated back to about May 2025, right?
Yeah.
And it has kind of reversed below that again. So this particular reversal up there could mean there's going to potentially be a break upwards. And if there is a break upwards, then it means we should expect dollar strength, weakness with everything else, right?
Sure.
With your gold, all the other currency pairs. But it has failed since since May to breach that trend line. So it could do that again. And if that happens, then it's an extension of this downside, right?
Okay.
Now, the key level that will tell us that it's broken out is at 97.6. Now, if that is breached, just know that it's likely that the dollar is likely to also trade out of it's been bearish for some time now.
Yeah.
So that's from February. It's just been falling.
Yeah.
So that's just one thing we need to keep in mind, then, is that if it doesn't trade above 97.60, then it's still in its bearishness. until such time as that level is breached, then we could see the currencies all redirect differently than what they have been doing now, because we've been seeing a lot of strength in the currencies, right? And now with the dollar, with all these rising bottoms here and a potential break upwards out of that RSI, that could mean we're going to start seeing a lot of currency weakness.
Okay.
So that's what the culprit or the common denominator is saying, that I may just break out positively. And if I do, then it means everything else, you should take a negative approach to that. Otherwise, if it doesn't trade through there, then a dollar weakness is still in play. So the key level there, I mean, if you have to draw your own chart, the key level there would be at 97.60. And then if that's not breached within this week or then you must know that it's still dollar weakness.
Okay.
All right. What are you saying?
Yeah, let me have my chart. So I'm going to try to have US ZAR. Since you are analyzing the. Oh, by the way, guys, let me say this. I have a wide chart now, as per your request. Mush, I think I told you this when we were doing testing, right?
What were you saying?
About the black chart, dark and light.
Yeah, what happened?
Okay, fine. I converted you? Yeah, no, I'm converted now. I'm white now.
What happened?
So I'm using the white chart now because even you were complaining about my dark chart, right?
Yeah, man, we like it dark, but it's just I couldn't see much when I was looking at you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm always drawing things.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So we're having the rand trading. USD ZAR is trading at 17 rand 75. Up by 1% for the morning.
That's the translation, right? We're expecting that.
Sure.
Because of this, yeah.
And the session just opened, by the way. JSE opens what time? 9.
It should be at 9.
9 o'clock,
but
right?
But it's 8 usually.
Okay.
But I mean, in terms of for futures, for CFDs, 8:30.
8:30. So already 30 minutes in, USD ZAR is up by 1%, and I think you spot on there. I mean, for myself, I was looking at. So we spoke about the retracement back to 17 rand 66. That we could potentially go back to 17. My mark was on. I had a psychological level as well as how can I put it? Yeah, my psychological level was 17 rand 50, that we can find retracement from there. So yeah, I think I was like 4 rand difference there. 17 rand 46, this is where we find retracement. We broke well above 17 rand 66. For me, again, I think I'm going to simply wait for retracement back to that 17 rand 60 or so, then we can simply go to the upside. So I'm seeing it more or less the way you're seeing it. I'm actually gunning for a strength for the USD. On Friday, we spoke about NFP, right? So
wait. Did you just say strength for the USD? Yes. Sorry.
Yes, strength for the USD.
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the same sentiments, right?
Yeah, I'm on the same sentiment. I'm feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So on Friday, the NFP numbers came 147K, I think, for NFP, right? I was actually saying before the news release that I'm anticipating a strong dollar, because I was also looking at it from a euro dollar perspective, currently trading at $1.17. I'm still looking at it. I don't know if you trade currency pairs, majors.
Yeah, I do. So what do you? I'm just looking at the US. I'm just looking at a trade this morning that I could have done.
Okay.
That could have been that was the buy. Okay, so what I've got here, this is the USD, né? You were talking about the euro, but I'm talking about the USD ZAR rather.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so this is a key. The fact that it's broken out of this trend line is quite key, because it's dated back.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the 15-minute chart, just by the way.
Sure.
So it's dated back quite far in 15-minute terms.
Yeah.
And this morning, as I was drawing this, I remember saying to myself, it was actually doing one of these return moves around here. Yeah, it was around 6, yeah, around this time. And this was the buy, well, with the dollar, so that would have been the selling level with the rand, with the take profit being the so yeah, it kind of this itself, this breakout itself is highlighting what we're both saying, that we've had that rand strength for some time, and now it's getting out of oversold positions. I also want, you must note that also on the weekly, the rand, I think the rand is, if you could see that, excuse the squishiness there, but that reversing back upwards without even getting into oversold territory tells a story. Yet again, it is on Monday, so let's see what happens on Tuesday, tomorrow. But it's evident we should be looking for rand. You know, every pullback is probably just a small correction within this trend line, but it's we should be looking for to sell the rand at this point, at every support breakout.
Okay.
I mean, the next one would be around 1776. Between these two, yeah, that would be the next upward breakout, but we have to wait for this RSI to pull back and maintain this uptrend.
Would you say then one should potentially wait for it to pull down a bit to buy at the discount?
You could do that.
Okay.
I think the most it could pull back is about back to that 1771, to about there, and do that. So you could buy around there. With, I still feel, what's this? What's this level over here? 79. Oh, it's actually this one. So that's the level there. So yeah. So the two levels I would, in order to get in. So if it doesn't do that, for example, it is coming off its overbought. What's the time now? It's 9:03. So it is coming off its overbought. As you can see, it's starting to do that. So if that bounces, if this RSI bounces, right?
Yeah.
If the RSI bounces there, then it means the rand is not probably going to go to 1771 if the RSI bounces.
Okay.
If the RSI breaks out of this bull trend, then it's likely to go there. So it means just wait for that first. Yeah. If it breaks out, wait for that to get another buying opportunity. Selling. Sorry, we're talking about the rand. Another selling opportunity. But this effectively means we have to wait until 9:15 to see what's the next candle going to form. If that's bearish, then it means it's already giving us the short.
Okay.
So let's see. We'll still be around 9:15. Let's just see what happens there.
Okay. Just a quick one. You spoke about take us through, and I hope you don't mind this, right?
Ooh.
Take us through what happens on a dealing desk in the morning. You coming in, a person like yourself, what is it that you need to do? And what is it that you're looking for? And what is it that they're expecting from you?
All right. So this is on institutional side, right?
Yeah,
not just me personally. Okay.
Yeah, no, institutional.
So what happens is, well, obviously as an analyst, you start way earlier than the traders that come to the desk. So under normal circumstance, we'll probably start work at 6 because you're trying to gather information of what to be looking for. Okay. And then you write your piece, your research for the week. So you've got your outlook for the week, but then on a daily basis, you keep doing the same, repeating the same. So you look for what's happening. You write your piece. It gets signed off by your head. In normal circumstances, we're in like a fishbowl type of situation because information can't get out until it's verified by, or it has been authorized by your head. Okay. Can you see? Look, it's bouncing now. Sorry, I'm looking at the rand as well here. So it's not the time to get in. So this is pretty. Yeah, I'm really gonna be doing shorts on this one. Anyway, so then you go, once it's done that, you then go to the dealing desk and you tell the traders what your view is for the week. They get orders from institutional clients, from anything, from the mining sector. If they're trading rand, they'll be like, our analyst says they're seeing weakness, which is good for our mining, for the mining. So we're thinking we should get in or start buying rands, however billions, in at this price as she has stipulated.
Okay.
So they would then, every time they would then hear on a daily basis, is it still going weak? Is this the right price to get in, or is it going to get stronger? So that's how it just works on a daily basis. You have your view, and then Next morning, 6 o'clock again, reading news. But with technical analysis, we try and kind of steer away from reading too many news to just study what the sentiment is saying.
Okay.
And then I'll be like, okay, this is what I see for the week. If you want to be selling rands, this is probably the opportune time because there's going to be weakness. But if you want to be selling, for instance, if I see strength, I'll be like, it's too late. You probably need to sell now because there's a possibility of it strengthening. So that's how we literally do it in institutions. So they trade according to what us analysts see.
Okay. So you don't, guys. I think this this tells you how much we have. How can I put it? Just before I say anything, guys, can we please? We have 80 people watching this. Only 56 have liked this stream, guys. Let's get 100 likes today. Can we like, please?
I don't even know.
Can we like the stream, please? Very interesting, by the way, for somebody who has worked in an institution and say we don't look at fundamentals much. I think it's kind of like proving, because I've always been saying, for me, and it's just my opinion, Mush, that normally fundamentals would initially go with what technical has already done. You understand what I mean? Like,
so there is a saying that, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Trade on rumors and then close your position on facts.
Okay.
That's how a lot of the traders work. So let me give you a typical example.
Sure.
And this is with a because I analyze CFD stocks as well.
Yeah.
So this is a typical example. Let me just give you an example. Like what's this? Mr. Price. Was it ticket? It was Mr. Price. So they reported really good results, huh?
Yeah.
Like for the first time, they've made 40 billion for the year, 41 actually, past the 40 billion mark. But as soon as that information came down, that share price fell. But throughout the time, so can you see the disconnect sometimes?
Yeah.
And that's what us technicals always have to put into perspective, that if it does this, then this is where it's likely to go. But if it doesn't, so if you based it on, and it breached certain downside levels that made it seem as if, okay, it's probably not the time to buy Mr. Price as an investor at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just basically how. So by reading the sentiment, we could have then told that, all right, it seems like people are getting out, irrespective of what the fundamentals are saying. I'm not saying we don't look at fundamentals at all. Please don't get me.
Yeah, sure.
They do at some point marry each other, which is really great when they speak the same language.
Yeah.
But it's the timing. And when you're a trader, your timing is very important.
Yeah.
Look at the rand. Look at it now. So it's. I mean, this itself says the sellers quite rife in this. So.
What's your take on since you are on the?
Man, I wish I could into this.
You wish
right there.
You wanted to buy where? 17 rand.
I wanted
71.
to buy 1771. Yeah, because of the breakout. You see, it's breakout reached breakout. That was the take profit around there, 779. But then, now you should be looking. I mean, at this point, not yet. You shouldn't be buying now. It's a bit too late.
Yeah.
So just wait for the pullback.
Okay, interesting. By the way, what's your take on gold?
Gold, right? Am I not just known for gold?
Yeah, I think right now. I read an article, Mush. Let me try to read it out. About you.
How? Barring. Ooh.
Let me see here. What does it say?
You know what? I actually have this chart to tell you. You remember when you were asking me about, when Simon was asking me how, okay, this is the exact same chart. This is so opportune. This is the exact same chart that at least helped me predict that gold was going to go to 3,444. 3,400.
How do you get it? Like, please make it make sense for us, Mush. How do you? I mean, how do you get it to such an extent that you say 344? I mean, if I predicted gold, I was gonna say 3,450, right?
So this is it's a good thing we actually have this chart here. I'm very impressed. So as an analyst, past performance helps you predict future,
sure,
right?
Sure.
And I think the time when I was asked about this, the gold was still trading at 2,485. And then I said it was going to go to 3,400. So this is how it works. You look at past performance. How I got it is from the inception of how, and I'm just going to really breeze through this. Let me just say the movement of where I knew it was going to go was based on the Dow theory movement that it created there. It created it again here, which then helped me predict where the share price was going to go. Sure. Right there. So I mean, it went to 3,500, not too far. And by the way, I had mentioned that because of what it had done previously, that when it reaches 3,500, it's going to start mellowing down, potentially falling. Okay. And that's exactly what's happening, because it has kind of done that previously many years ago. So you see how we study past performance. It's not thumb sucking nothing. Yeah. It's studying past performance, calculating, seeing what has it done previously. As you see, these arrows to me were telling me where is the next, which is something I drew. Yeah. So in my case at this point, I really do feel like until such time. So there are these murmurs that gold is going to go to 4,000.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm like, yeah, okay. I get it. I really do. But only once it trades above this 3,500. Otherwise, if it doesn't, then we're likely not to. And I could see why it could go there. But you tell me, with all of this that's happening, particularly with Iran and Israel, why is gold not hitting the roof like it did? Because such things it's a safe haven. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Because historically, I think many other analysts have done the same type of calculation to see that it may be stalling at this point. But just know that it is possibly going to go to 4,000. And my calculation was 3,480 something. That's from the sideways pattern there. But that's only if it goes through that 3,500. If gold doesn't go through there, really expect that little topward, movement on the sideways.
Yeah. So I'm sitting on the sideline, and here I am, and I'm like, okay, fine. I hear you, 3,000. We passed 3,500, potentially going to 4,000. Right now, I'm sitting on the sideline, and I'm like, okay, fine. I'm looking at the best possible discount for me. 3,300. Is this where I can potentially buy to get a better price? Maybe. What's your take?
My take at this point is, have you ever heard of the silver gold ratio, gold silver ratio?
No.
Maybe we'll teach everyone next week Wednesday. Yeah. It's a theory that I've used for ancient years. It's dividing gold over the price of gold over the price of silver.
Sure.
It's been used for centuries. And in my case, at this point, with gold doing what it's doing, there are two commodities. Platinum is not being traded as much, but silver is. And instead of trying to get into gold like everyone else, I would look into getting into silver.
Okay.
It's much cheaper. It's at $32 something. It's half the price of this. We'll go through it on Wednesday, so everyone can understand the whole price silver ratio thing. Because if you're doing it for a more long-term basis, it makes more sense to getting into silver, because the ratio is above 80. I'll show you. I'll do something for you on Wednesday, so that everyone can know about the gold silver ratio. It's a very interesting, and I mean, at this point, silver is cheap, and it's not trading at 3,000. It's at $30-something. So, maths.
Yeah. They've started, Mush. The family, the choppers have started. They say you give institutions signals.
No, it's called recommendations.
Recommendations. Okay, fine. But I'm gonna brag about it. I have somebody that gives recommendations to institutions, not somebody that is just on every Telegram group sending signals. Guys, we've got 100 plus people watching. Can we please like the stream? Just for that comment from Mark, you give institutions. I want to just go through the comments. Neptune is saying, guys, love to like the stream. Lord Gift is saying she's telling the truth.
Neptune.
She's telling the truth. Top-down analysis and market structure tells a lot. It polishes everything. I don't want to lie, man. Mush, look, I'm learning a lot. I'm just sitting here. I'm always the one talking, and it feels good to be on the other side today. And just, I wish I had my notebook or my other notebook open here, because the only notebook I have open here is the one I have my prices on, which we're gonna get into it now. See, like I say, strong dollar makes the rand strong. I don't get that. I really don't get that. Neptune is saying the 9th of July, most are effective from the 1st of August. We might get additional 10% since SA is part of BRICS. Are we going to be punished for being part of BRICS?
They will say that, but it's also punished because of the Israel thing.
Yeah.
And it's a combination.
Sure. So it's quite interesting what you have said. I had a conversation with Fifi Peters from CNBC, right?
Fifi.
Yeah, you're a good friend. Guys, by the way, if you thought I'm doing TV, Mushima's been doing TV. Some of you were not even born. Sorry.
Some of us were also not born.
Okay, Mushima's been doing TV interviews. Some of you were still in school. I think when Mushima was in, I was done with my degree when you started trading. I was probably in varsity when you started trading.
Well, as an analyst.
But when you started being on TV, do this analysis and some of your interviews, Mush, they say 10 years ago. So guys, you can just think of the experience that we have here on the stream. It's crazy, man. Crazy stuff.
We try.
Yeah.
Look, let me just say, Nami, it's over years. You know what I'm saying? It's over years of doing this. It's years of knowing how to read sentiment better than someone else. So and I build financial models based on that. So for me, reading sentiment is it's innate.
Sure.
And so it's I just say, once you know how to read a chart, guys, no one can take that information away from you. Like, no one. And I think that's where there's a lack, is in telling people what to do. You're not really leaving them with the information of how you found. People must know why they're getting into a position.
Yeah.
And not just, she gave us a buy there. Because what information are you getting? What are you learning from this? And I'm very inclined that way, that I want people to learn. Don't just get a signal and Aslande, let's do it.
Yeah.
You need to understand why you're getting into position. Like how we think about the dollar. Now you know, because of that, it's headed towards this, it's likely to do that. So when it does that, we see dollar strength, which would mean we should, as you can see how the rand is going. From that synopsis, I know that I should just be shorting the rand at this point, or anything that's correlated to the dollar on, numbers. So that's the information that needs to go out. That's what people, they need to know why they're entering positions.
Yeah, one more time, guys, shout out to Octa for making this happen. Shout out to Octa.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're changing the game. We need more professionals.
No, that's true. We've been having this conversation for quite some time, and I know that you take this very serious, and you don't just work with anybody. But I'm so glad that we are able to do this under the Octa umbrella, and there's still more to come. We're still gonna host webinars. We're still gonna host seminars. I said in one of your speeches in Cape Town. You had a very powerful speech, and I remember after your speech you came to me and you were like, how was it? And I was like, few people. I was like, no, but I was being honest. So you came to me and I was like, how was the speech? And I was like, look, for me, I think few people understood what you were saying. And I was not being snacks or anything, right? The speech was powerful, but wrong audience. I'm sorry. No, but I'm telling the truth. The thing is, our industry is more of we just want to work with what works. You know, when we talk about institutions, some people feel like, MJ, what is he talking about? These institutions, do they really work? We don't really care about that. But to have somebody from there who can actually tell you, guys, this is what I do. I work with traders from desk. I don't just work with Telegram. I work with these guys. I recommend what they need to do, right? It gives them a perspective of, I mean, you spoke about billions, and there's something that is also interesting that you said. You said institutions, they determine what direction.
They do because they, okay, so let me just put it this way. Institutions cannot, they're not like us where you they're using 15-minute charts or whatever, so it's over a period of time.
Sure.
Because they can't disrupt the market. Particularly
yeah.
if it's a mining institution that says broker, I'm not going to mention what to bank or whatever, we need to broker a deal where which is beneficial, and we're seeing, you know, we want to get this type of return. So then the broker comes and says, this is where we see the rand going.
Yeah.
And they will say, okay, release the funds periodically.
Okay.
You know, episodically. That's okay. If it starts hitting there, for instance, the rand weakness, now it's coming off the 15-minute chart. Can you see? So the answer is, will it bounce on this RSI right there? If it doesn't and it breaks out, it means we should wait for further downside. So don't get in yet. Okay. Can you see how the RSI kind of assists, especially when you're drawing trend lines on the RSI? It just gives you such invaluable information.
Yeah.
And you know, when it comes to trading, you have to be patient. Anyway, so the story goes, they'll say, okay, they would then say they will buy or sell 1 million in the market over a stream of how many, you know, days, because they can't just buy immediately now. 1 million. I mean, 1 million is nothing. I'm just like kind of giving you a, you know. So yeah, that's how institutions work. They have to do it through over time because of the amount of money that they are trading.
So they make this market.
They've got the billions.
You know what? I'm glad. You know, one thing I like about this stream is that you're just taking words I've always been saying. And by the way, some people think I'm crazy when I talk about these things. And I say, guys, like, you can be all technical you want, all fundamental you want. At the end of the day, institutions, they know what they are doing. Hedge funds and money managers are the ones that are moving most volume. Your $50.
Look at the sell-off. Look at the sell-off that happened when the tariffs were put in.
Yeah.
Do you not think that, so this is what I have learned over the years, that with these institutions, specifically when they are over the head, or they feel, because you know the market has been, the murmurs out there is it's overpriced. The market has been hitting all-time highs. We're going through a potential World War III market setting. War is unfortunately beneficial for the market. I mean, unfortunately, in terms of someone's moral compass, right? But greedy wise, it's beneficial. So in that, when they see that and they want to make, and they obviously did not get in on time or whatever it is, they can start something like a sell-off over any information, where they will tell the brokers that you got to sell the hell out of this market and then buy it back. It's institutions, but it now kills people's RAs. It kills people who got out, you know, like people who were the brunt of that sell-off. That sell-off has now 100% completed. Whatever you lost, you would have gained if you still stayed in. So it's institutions. Institutions know when to trigger the, I mean, obviously they can't do it in a sense where the financial board would be like, we know you rigged this.
Sure.
Everyone can say, but what triggered it is the information that the tariffs were going in. So they just need anything to trigger it, to create a sell-off.
any excuse to move the
COVID
market.
sell off. This created,
Yeah.
but it makes it back up.
I always say any excuse that they can find on the ground, they're gonna use it and say this is why
Exactly.
we did this. But unfortunately, some people don't want to hear that, because remember, some people, and I understand, because when I started hearing about institution, moving money and whatnot, manipulating the market, and I always say, look, think of it like any business. A market maker is not somebody that is, okay, fine, one can say, but a market maker thing is evil and whatnot. And I'm like, every industry, Mush, has a market maker. You are in retail market, there's somebody that is always going to make price on how they want it. It's supply and demand, right?
Yeah,
Those with deep pockets are going to determine where price should be. If they're going to, exactly, if somebody's going to say, I'm in the industry of picking nuts, the trees are not growing, right? They have a way of manipulating that price to wherever they want to, because they've got margins to also cover, right? And unfortunately, some traders will feel like, but no, you are scaring us. And I'm like, it's like any other business. You will always find these things. You just have to know how you trade in line with them, not against them, because your $100 deposit won't do much. It won't even do it.
The trend is your friend, and I'm serious. It's exactly that, because it's the institutions that will drive before us.
Yeah,
retail.
Sure.
So that's so I hear the fundamental part of things where you need to really keep abreast of what's happening.
Sure.
But that sentiment is what's telling you what everyone is doing, because it's ubiquitous, right? It's everyone in the world trading $1, and it's averaging and everything. So that comes before what is actually happening.
I'm thinking that if you were to, but we'll get on it the other day, because I know it's gonna come here. I'm definitely know that it's going to come here. First man is saying, Mr. President, the information shared here by Ms. Gama tells us clearly that institutional traders are supported because they don't take decisions alone compared to retail traders. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they work as a team, and that's what we are also.
It's an ecosystem, yeah.
Exactly. That's what we need here as well, to have. I'm always on the retail level. She's coming from an institutional perspective, so you can imagine what we can do with that information and to give it to you guys only if you like the stream. 79 people have liked the stream, by the way. 95 people watching. No, it's not enough. We need 20 more people. We need 100. We need 100. We cannot have so much.
I also like? Let me like. How do I like? Will it
so
make a difference if I like?
No, definitely.
Okay, there, I liked.
You can imagine, with so much knowledge that is being shared, I'm blown away, man, by the amount of information that is being shared here. And it also goes to show, guys, we really see you, we really take you serious, and we believe that you deserve this type of information, right? To be on the ground at all times. Another interesting thing I want to say here, Mushi, is so Ngobile had I don't know how much in his, I don't know if you saw it. He made a small deposit, and he was trading news release. I want us to touch on news release next week. On Wednesday, right? So Ngobile has an account. He made $16.
He's rich.
He's very rich, and he's like, every time, and I call him 16 now because he's always talking about the $16. So we're gonna have him come back for NFP again. He has to trade that. So I want people. So people must decide on that day, 3 hours before. We're gonna run a poll: should Ngobile buy or sell gold? And we see if we're gonna blow it. He's going to blow that amount, or he's gonna become rich with it. And the reason why he's here. I thought he was out. He's here. The reason why we're doing that is Ngobile and I have always been vocal about this, especially on the podcast. But guys, this is a profession, this is a career, this is a business, right? You don't want to treat it in such a way that you just put money and you just gamble with it and you're done with it, right? And look for another money fund. You're not going to see progress over time, right? And we say that people that trade in news release, fine, if they have their own strategy, they can. I'm always saying, everybody must do what works for them, because we normally say a lot of things, and I'm just tired of being attacked for having my opinion. So like, do what works for you. But Nobile now, we've always been said, guys, how is it sustainable to trade news release? Like every NFP, you're just waiting. And we want the people to decide that account to just say...
You're brave, though. Trading on...
I don't do that. I can never do that.
I stay out.
Yeah, I can never do that. Nobile himself, he doesn't do that. He did it because I think it's also educating people live on the stream. Like, guys, if you do it like this, these are the consequences, right? I cannot do that. Like, I'm not wired that way to sit and just watch my money in a short space of time gone, or make money quick, right? I'm traditional like that. But we want to do it for the sake
I've had a bad experience, that's why. Sure.
Yeah, I can imagine with
I'm like PTSD coming back to me. I'm like, sure.
15 years of experience, I can imagine.
Yeah, losing both ends.
Yeah, I can.
I never trade on those, but I mean, kudos to the people who do. It is, yeah. It's a
Nobile is saying let's push the account to $10,000.
Where
is it now? Please let us know how much is it, where is the account now? How much is it sitting on? Mush, can I have my chart there? I wanna put
should I stop sharing?
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna have mine here. NAS 100. Do you know that? And I don't know how true is this. I've just heard it from different brokers, right? They say South Africa on a CFD level, right? There's no country that trades NAS like South Africans. And gold. NAS and gold. CFD. NAS and gold. We kill it. Like in terms of the volume is fairly high.
Volumes.
Yeah, it's high. So I know they're going to persecute me to leave the stream without talking about NAS 100. I need to look at my indices right now. Then we're gonna get into another thing. NAS 100 is currently trading at 22,758, up by 0.18%. Not really much. Again, guys, it's a morning. There's nothing that is happening as yet. But I'm going, and I said this on Friday as well. What I'm looking at is, for me, this, I think it's a trap. I think a lot of retail traders are going to see 22,750 or so to buy it, because it comes across as a retest, and I think that's where they're going to find themselves being trapped. So I'm going to be bearish on this one. From 1 hour, we had a gap from 22,700 all the way to 22,800 or so. So I'm simply going to be looking for sell short positions. I'm just below VWAP, so a retracement around VWAP, they close below it, going all the way to the downside. So yeah, guys, let me mark this price for those of you that are going to join me on this one. I've got my price alert there at 22,786 or so. German 40. German 40, the same thing, but the only thing I'm concerned about is that for me this comes across as a consolidation just between 23,880 and 23,600 or so. I need to see if I break below. I close below VWAP. I'm simply going to also take this to the downside, because I normally do it like that. If I'm looking at a sell on NAS 100, I'm most probably going to be looking at a sell at all my indices, right, depending on what I see at that time. So close below VWAP around 23,800, then I'm simply going to look for sell positions. But I need to break also below 23,600, because this is where I find my support here. We've been holding this price for quite some time, from last week Tuesday, bouncing off this price here. But yeah, we break through it, I think we can potentially go back to the low of 23,500. That's how I'm looking at it. But remember, I need to close below VWAP for me to start taking those decisions. As it is now, I think it's still consolidating. I'm not going to take a position Again, remember, need to close below VWAP. Anything that is above VWAP, there's no trade for me. US30. Yeah, we had a gap from 44,500 all the way to 44,700. Still consolidating between 44,700 and 44,650 or so. Again, I need to break below this for me to get a trap and initially maybe potentially go to the downside here, close below VWAP. I had a setup here, by the way. Let's go back to my anticipation on Friday. Was it Friday? Wednesday. On Wednesday, when it was trading at 44,600, I said my discount is gonna come around 44,400, and it did exactly that. As you see that we came all the way from 44,400 all the way up to 44,800. So if you took it and you were part and parcel of this live stream on Wednesday, well done to you. This was a beautiful trade all the way to the upside. But yeah, for now, I'm going to remain bearish on this indices. There's a reason why we are not going back to 44,800 or so. So yeah, I'm going to be bearish on all my indices this morning. Were you having a look at gold there, Mush, when we're having a discussion? Are you? What's your chart there? Is it gold?
Oh no, this is the NAS 100.
Okay, have you looked at gold? Have we touched on gold today?
We kind of semi-did. I see. Wait, Neptune says, Miss Gamma, do you use market? Hey Neptune, to use market. Sorry, as you analyze, we're mainly looking at breakouts from. So I look market analysis. To be honest, it's more breakouts. Just to answer your question, because as I said, to me, sentiment is what people are feeling. So what they would do is look at the market analysis, and the majority would then be depicted on how they feel on the chart.
Sure.
So how people are feeling on the chart is more important. How they feel about the information, which is then relayed on the chart, is more important to me than the information itself. Does it make sense?
I think it does. By the way, guys, yeah, please carry on.
Okay, so this is gold, right? 15-minute chart with gold. Honestly, from what I'm seeing at this point, now just on the daily, of course, gold is, as you saw, we're expecting dollar strength.
Yeah.
This is pretty much telling us that story too. Reversing without even hitting overbought territory. This is signs of weakness for me. The story gets told, I guess.
Yeah.
So if I have to get into now looking at it at a 15-minute, this is what I see with gold at this point. So it's definitely in some kind of consolidation, which is likely to break out. Well, RSI, let's see what the RSI is saying. What is the potential breakout from there? There. So this is what I'm seeing. If the RSI bounces on this trend line, then the sideways momentum is likely to continue. But effectively, for gold to move from the sidewaysness that it's trading in, I'm just trying to find what the level is here. 33.15. 15. Should I make that bigger? Can you see it?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, right there. And the low there would be at 33.05. 33.05. Okay. This is literally pretty much a recommendation or a setup that's brewing at this point. I'm just going to find take profit levels, so that will be taken as one, somewhere there, maybe that too, because remember we're looking at the 15-minute chart here. So that level there would be, if it should break downwards. Okay, firstly, let's calculate how much it would break downwards. If it breaks downwards, how much do we anticipate? Now it's the 335 minus by $10. So it means 3295 is pretty much, this is the target. Let's just say this is the target of that sideways pattern. So if it breaks downwards, this is pretty much where we see it going. But if it breaks upwards, it would potentially go somewhere here. 3325, somewhere there. So this is something I'd like our followers to kind of follow, like to watch. It's evident at this point. So this is what the story is telling, right? Sorry, I use a lot of my hands. Moving sideways, if it breaks through there, plus $10 upside to there. If it breaks through there, $10 downside to there. That is the quick buck you could make from the 15-minute chart, from just the sideways pattern. Now, where it's going to break is what the RSI is going to tell us, right? So if the RSI bounces there, it means the sideways pattern is likely to continue. But if the RSI breaks out, it means the downside is likely below 3305. That's what I'm seeing. Let's see if it pans out this way. Okay, so let's keep this one in mind with these. This would be the buy, that would be the sell.
A break above 3,315 would be a buy
of gold, yeah.
Okay.
On the 15 minutes.
On 15 minutes, and then your take profit is around 3,325.
Yes.
Okay.
And then on the downside, if it breaks the downside,
yeah,
after retest and everything, then it's 3.2. So you can make a $10 downwards, because this, the difference between this is $10, and it is trading sideways. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. I wanted to. Can you see it's now? Let's see, what time is it? So if it bounces there, it means it's still going to trade sideways. But if it breaks there, even if it gets into oversold, it will then mean it's ended this sidewaysness that started in the 6th of July. What's the date today? Oh, well, I mean, this is a 15-minute chart. Sorry. I mean, it's long enough for a 15-minute chart. That's yesterday's, So that would mean it's broken out of that. That leaves room for it to pull back. But if this RSI is still bullish, even if it's pulled back, it keeps bouncing, that means this is going to break out. That's how I see it at this point.
All right. Sydney is asking, MJ, do you do mentorship? Just WhatsApp me there on 0763506942. Let's see what we can assist you with there, Sydney. And for those of you that want to join our team, guys, there's an Octa link there. Utilize that link. As we always tell you, and I always say this, Mush, all the time, we don't get any rebates or anything from the link, right? So the only reason why we say people must support is that it must make sense. At the end of the day, when we speak with Octa and say, can you extend, let's do more business, they should say we are getting business from you guys. It's only fair because they are providing resources for us to do what we are doing now, and I think everybody's benefiting out of this. So if you want to join our private group, you can utilize the link down below there. If you need a 100% bonus, you can use the promo code there just below the screen there, Givens Khasi, then you can get your 100% bonus. We don't for you to join our private group, it's absolutely free. You just need to sign up with Octa. But for those of you that wants to engage about coaching and business consulting, you can always also send us a WhatsApp, and we're gonna see how we can assist you in that regard. So yeah, guys, indices, I'm all bearish for the day. Mush, I'm going to be the sideline on gold. I don't like trading a ranging market. I usually have a bad experience.
What's happening now?
Yeah, with what is happening now, like I kind of agree with you. 3,305, maybe break below it. That's when I can start making decisions from there. I've had a lot of bad experience trading inside the ranging market, get trapped, and you find that I don't have enough margin to trade other pairs because of I'm being locked in a trend. I mean, a trade that is not going anywhere. So yeah.
Also,
Fingile is asking, sorry to cut you there, Mush. Fingile is asking you, Miss Mushima, how many trades would you take on that gold if it breaks to the upside?
You mean trades, lot sizes?
No, like how many, okay, you are on 50 minutes. Let's say you execute one trade now, maybe you break above a certain price tag, then you take another trade. Like how many of them
it depends on what type of pattern or what breakout is formed. Look at that now; it's breaking through that. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is how I would do it. Sorry, I'm now diverting.
Yeah.
So it's evidently given me that it's breaking through there, right? With
Sure.
the RSI doing that, but I wouldn't take the position yet
Yeah.
because I need the RSI to bounce, and then if it trades again for the second time, that's when I take the position. So this is giving me that of course it's breaching support. So now I must prepare for a recovery, and if it breaches it again, that's when I never like trade on the breakout of the candle.
Sure. Makes sense.
So to answer the question, it's when I see patterns forming is when I trade. So sometimes it doesn't make sense for me, I don't trade. Sometimes when I do see the pattern, for instance, MJ says he doesn't like ranging. I love sideways breakouts. Things like this to me just give me, it's like this is now a trade is going to be happening because it could either break upwards or downwards. I hate just being in the trade when it's sideways. That is just not part of my, it's a waste of capital. Oh, and just by the way, people were saying she's saying 1 million is nothing. I meant for institutions. Guys, don't get me wrong. People are gonna think I'm
but it's also nothing to you.
No, it's something. It's something to everyone.
To some.
Everyone. Neptune says, I think. Yes. Sorry, apologies. Yes, Neptune. It's a 3-day RSI. Just by the way, also don't use a 14-day. Thank you for that, because all brokers on the table on the desk are using 3. 14 is more very long-term vibes.
Guys, you heard it from herself, right?
Yeah, most traders on the desk are using 3.
Most institutions are using 3-day.
Except if they are asset managers.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. They don't have to trade. So they would use a 14 to figure out things. But for trading, 3-day. And 80-20, not 70-30.
Yeah, I also prefer 80-20.
Yeah, because you get a lot of just false breaks or just false information with 17.
Mario is saying, great stream, Mr. President. The stream is very informative. It's interesting on how most strategies are similar. Entries are mostly on the same area. I always say this, Mush, like everybody can have a different strategy. There's another friend of mine, Jabi Shows. He trades differently from how I trade, right? But you would find that we're looking at the same price. But his approach is different to mine. But what would
have been your approach with this one?
On gold.
Yeah, knowing the sideways pattern, all of that.
Okay.
What would you have done? Would you have? Because I know some people would have bought.
Yeah.
It makes sense at that, right?
Okay, I wouldn't have done that. I'm gonna show you my chart now. Let me show you what I would have done. I actually have a. Where's my gold? Guys, now this white thing, I'm not used to it. I don't wanna lie. The white chart.
It's not about you.
Wow.
But what we see, just saying.
Leadership tendencies there. It's not about me. Okay, so this is what I would have done, Mush. I have my price tag at 3,300, right? So obviously I wouldn't do anything until I reach 3,300, and that's where I'm going to reload my buy orders to the upside, potentially 3,400, 3,500.
Look, the buy order makes sense. But
my it's going to the downside.
You would have been stopped out.
No. My buy is at 3,300, not 3,000. No, 3,293. I'm sorry.
293. Why? 3,293.
Yeah. Can you see my chart?
No, I actually can't. Let me go to the thing.
Okay, go and check it out.
I feel like mine is overtaking. Is yours? No, I'm still thinking.
If you check, I have a strong resistance there from the 27th.
Look what's happening. Chisa. Why would you? Wait. I
want to show you mine. Yeah, I want to show you mine. Can you check it out? Check it out on YouTube. Look at where I have my line there. 3,293 for me. We've been bouncing this price for quite some time. Look at this. Right, from May. this is where we've been bouncing off. So potentially to the upside. Just wait for the bid on YouTube. It's still going to come. So 3293 is where I have my buy, but I need a rejection candle to form there.
Look, I see your analogy on that one, and it makes sense given that oversold RSI.
Sure.
So you may just pull through with that.
Yeah.
But I think, what's the time now? Okay, so at 10, we're probably going to see a bit of a rebound. But I mean, the signs of a break were very prevalent with this RSI here.
Sure. It's already down by 1%. It's already. I need 3,293 or so to hold. You understand what I mean? It needs to hold, play around that area for me to start executing to the upside. Because this
makes
thing
sense. If the next candle is black, if the next candle is black and the downside continues, it makes sense as to why you would buy. You could do that buy, and then when it reaches the 3350, you sell, because that would have been the retest part.
3350.
Because that's where the key support is at.
Makes sense. 3,350.
Yeah, I mean, the next candle now is going to be quite important for what's the next move.
Sure.
Because it could just hold there and then
be a false.
Yeah,
it could be a false breakout, by the way. It could be a false breakout, breaking below that ranging.
And I mean, I know this trade just, you would think this is so juicy. Maybe I should just get in now. This is where you have to exercise patience.
Sure.
And I'm a very impatient person. Technical analysis has taught me a lot of patience. Not so much in my life, though. I hope it will turn into, but yeah, just wait till.
What do you have there? 3,295.
That's the target of the sideways pattern. Yes.
You see, that's potentially where, if I hold that price, that's where I can potentially.
That's where, it just dawned to me that could be.
Yeah. Okay, folks. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, it's the time already. Yeah. This is so much fun.
Yeah, we're done, guys. But by the way, Mushima is here with us. Kuyovala.
How?
We're going to be together again on Wednesday. And she's gonna be coming with some nuggets from institutions, guys. I can't wait for Wednesday. And I know you also can't wait. Yeah, any closing remarks there, Mush?
Well, all I'm saying is just at this point, just that dollar strength is coming in, and just go the opposite way. If you're going to be trading, just look at the dollar chart first, particularly because it's now moving in an opposite direction than previously.
Yeah. Okay.
So you don't want to go against that. And with this gold trade, wait for a bit of, I think let's wait for 10 o'clock. Let's see how it forms. Whoa. Well, it's already breached my first take profit, if there was a take profit there.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's an interesting part, but I would agree with the going long for the mere reason rather that the RSI is oversold. Otherwise, that breakout to me says there is near term downside for gold. So I wouldn't be buying for, it would just be a very quick, I'll just be looking for shorts, to be honest with you. When it comes to gold, I'm just looking for shorts.
Okay. Makes sense. Since Nonta say enjoy the stream, guys. Thank you, really appreciate it. 100 likes, by the way. Well done, guys.
Yay!
Thank you. 100 likes at least. Since Nonta saying, I just can't believe we're getting all this information for free.
Yeah.
But guys, there's more. I'll tell you more about it. Miss Gamma is a professional, by the way, professional coach, right? Tune in. There's still more. You're going to benefit a lot if you want to get these nuggets directly from her. I'm going to plug you guys. You know, I can never leave you alone, right? She's a pro. You can always get something out of it. Savage is saying shout out to Okta. Yeah, one more time, shout out to Okta. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think we're good. We're gonna meet again Wednesday, 8:30 o'clock Central African time, South African Standard Time, isn't it? Is it South African Standard Time?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
South African
SAST. Yeah.
Yeah, it's SAST. So that's on.
Please, can I just take this opportunity, MJ, to say thank you for the warm welcome from everyone. Like, I really appreciate it. I always say this to my clients, that you don't understand that this type of feedback encourages one to do better. And you know, I come from an institution where, well, you know, when I was still working for the banks, where you only knew on bonus or whatever that you're doing really good, so you never knew in between. That's how corporate can be. So I appreciate all the good feedback. It's really, look at that gold. I appreciate all the feedback, and yeah, I hope we form a good relationship where you know, we're all in this investment journey together, you know. This trading journey, because it could get lonely, and it's nice to have.
All right, thank you so much once again, Ms. Gamma, for answering to the call. We had a call and then you answered. I wanna do a
shout out to Neptune, just by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, Neptune, I owe you. Neptune, I owe you a gift. Or we as a trading community, we owe you for getting it right, by the way. I just want to do something here, Ms. Gamma, quickly. Just 1 second, please. 1 second. I need to put out something there just before we finish. Just 1 second. Back now. All right, guys, see you on Wednesday, right? Wednesday, 8:30, we will be there. Right, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate you guys. From myself, your president, and Ms. Gamma, sign out, please.
What must I say? Thank you, everyone.
Hey, wish is so formal. Eh? Like I like the professionalism. You know, this industry, we are used to. Okay, it's fine. I'll think of something. It's okay. Let's leave it there. Do you have a trading name, by the way? I think I need to ask this before we wrap up.
Marks the TA.
Eh?
Marks the technical analyst.
Oh yeah, I wanted to read something, guys. Let me read it for you before we close. Please don't leave. According to the Daily Mail, 2014, Miss Gamma was top 3 technical analyst in the country. It's in the country, right?
How? When?
Yeah, according to the Financial Mail 2014, guys, we are having someone that is in the top 3. We're talking big stuff here. We're not playing here. Oh, by the way, guys, her Insta handle. Thank you so much.
Maybe there's my private one. Well, it's not really private, but I mean, I'm gonna beef up my other one. But the other one, let me just tell you what my other one is. I think it's Marks the TA. Well, there are 2.
I'm gonna have it here as well. I'm gonna have it here as a link so that they can always. Guys, she's part of us now. She's not a guest, by the way.
How? Overtake. Okay.
Yeah, I've said it. The president have spoken.
Sure. So yeah, there is. Do you want to put it down there, or yeah? You know what? I need to beef up on the Marks the TA.
Okay.
This gold is like, it's probably gonna hit our take profit.
Yeah.
So it's Marks the TA. Wait, let me just see, how does it? Or the shimmering light. So it's Marks the TA, all one. MOXTHETA. I mean, I don't have much followers there, but there's the shimmering light. But that's just.
I'm gonna put 2 of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna put 2 of them. Are you on TikTok?
I mean, I think so. I'm not too sure what the handle is. I think so. I'll find it for you.
Okay.
Maybe I'll start getting followers from this group. Okay.
Yeah,
Then
no,
I'll start taking it
definitely.
seriously.
Nah, nah, definitely. One ecosystem. The guys that are here is one family with Top Trader South Africa. It's just one family. So you will see. You get familiar
Okay.
with everybody here.
I'll get everything intact.
Yes.
My socials. Hish.
Yeah. Yeah, institutional guys, these are the people that we've been talking about, that they make money and they're quiet. You will never know about. She doesn't have a wrapped Ferrari, by the way.
Oh.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys on Wednesday, Mishgama, Wednesday, right?
Yep. Wednesday.
Okay. Okay, we are.
Cheerio.
Cheers.
Bye.